Driving down on 81, cruising pumping 21. I can't stop for anyone, doing shit they never done. I don't do relationships, I'm too busy.
𝗹 had married into the mafia, knowing full well the risks and dangers that came along with it. She loved her husband, Jimin, with all her heart, but there were times when she couldn't help but feel a bit scared of him. He was the head of one of the most powerful crime families in the city, and his reputation preceded him wherever he went. One night, you found yourself unable to sleep. You tossed and turned in bed, trying to get comfortable, but the cold seemed to seep into your bones, making it impossible to relax. You reached over to pull the blanket up to your chin, only to realize that it was already covering you. You snuggled closer to the warm body next to you, feeling his steady heartbeat. You sighed contentedly, feeling safe and loved in his embrace. Then you felt a warm hand on your shoulder. Can't sleep? A raspy voice in your ear. You jumped, startled. You hadn't realized that Jimin was awake. I'm sorry, you said, turning to face him. I didn't mean to wake you. Jimin just smiled, his eyes glinting in the dim light of the room. It's okay. I wasn't really sleeping anyway. You snuggled closer to him, grateful for the warmth he provided. You closed your eyes, trying to relax, but your mind was too active. You couldn't stop thinking about your life together, the risks you took every day, and the fact that you could lose him at any moment. Hey, Jimin said, sensing your unease. What's wrong? You hesitated, not wanting to burden him with your worries. But you knew you couldn't keep them bottled up inside forever. I worry about you. You admitted, your voice barely above a whisper. And our life together. It's so risky, and I don't know what I would do if something happened to you. Jimin's expression softened. He reached out and brushed a strand of hair away from your face. You don't have to worry about me, 𝗹, he said, using the 𝗧𝗵𝗶 accent that always made your heart skip a beat. I'm a big boy, I can take care of myself. And as for us, we'll always find a way to make it work. We're in this together, remember? You nodded, feeling comforted by his words. You snuggled even closer to him, resting your head on his chest. You could feel his heartbeat beneath your ear, steady and strong. You both lay like that for a few minutes, just enjoying each other's company. You could feel yourself starting to drift off to sleep, lulled by the sound of Jimin's breathing. Just as you were about to doze off, Jimin spoke again. You know, 𝗹? He said, his voice low and husky. There's something I've been wanting to do for a long time now. You looked up at him, confused. What? Jimin just smiled and leaned in to kiss you. It was a gentle, tender kiss at first, but soon it deepened, becoming more passionate. You felt yourself responding to him, your body coming alive under his touch. As you kissed, you could feel the between you both rising. You reached up to run your hands through Jimin's hair, feeling the soft strands slip through your fingers. He responded by pulling you closer to him. You and Jimin continued to kiss, your passion intensifying with each passing moment. Your heart was racing as you felt your husband's strong arms wrap around you, pulling you in closer. You could feel his body against yours, and you knew that he could feel your own warmth as well. As the kisses grew more urgent, you felt a sudden shiver run through your body. You realized that it wasn't just from the cold, but from the intensity of your embrace. You pulled back slightly, looking up at Jimin with a mix of desire and uncertainty. "Are you sure about this?" you asked, your voice barely above a whisper. Jimin looked down at you, his eyes dark with desire. "I've never been more sure of anything in my life," he said, before leaning in to kiss you again. You melted into his embrace, your body responding to his touch with a that surprised you. You had always known that your husband was a passionate man, but you had never experienced it quite like this before. It was as if all the barriers between you both had been lifted, and you were finally able to express your love in the most way possible. For what seemed like an eternity, you remained locked in each other's embrace, lost in the moment. But eventually, you began to slow down, your passion giving way to a more gentle tenderness. As you lay there, still wrapped in each other's arms, you felt a sense of contentment wash over you. You knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead for you both, you would always have each other. And in that moment, that was all that mattered. As you lay there, you could feel yourself drifting off to sleep, your body still wrapped in Jimin's embrace. You felt safe and loved in his arms, and for the first time in a long time, you didn't feel the weight of the world on your shoulders. But just as you were about to fully succumb to sleep, you felt Jimin stir beside you. You opened your eyes and looked up at him, wondering what had caused him to move. "It's time for me to go," he said, his voice low and regretful. Your heart sank at the thought of him leaving you, but you knew that he had to go. His work in the mafia required him to be constantly on the move, and there was no telling when he would be back. "I'll miss you," you whispered, reaching up to brush a lock of hair away from his face. Jimin leaned down to kiss you once more, his lips soft and tender against yours. "I'll miss you too, Wayne. But I'll be back as soon as I can." With that, he got up from the bed and began to dress. You watched him silently as he moved around the room, gathering his things and getting ready to leave. You knew that you should get up and help him, but you felt paralyzed, unable to move from the bed. As he finished getting dressed, Jimin walked over to the bed and leaned down to kiss you one last time. "Take care of yourself," he said, his voice full of concern. "I will," you said, your voice barely above a whisper. With that, Jimin turned and walked out of the room, leaving you alone with your thoughts. You lay there for a few moments longer, trying to process everything that had just happened. You felt a mix of emotions: desire, love, fear, uncertainty, all swirling around inside you. But in the end, you knew that none of those emotions mattered. What mattered was the love that you and Jimin shared, a love that was strong enough to withstand anything that the world could throw at you. And as you drifted off to sleep once more, you knew that no matter what happened, you would always have your husband by your side.